If you think it sounds good, then we're good. Thank you. If you want to keep I think I'd rather you keep checking and listen for stutter, and then we can make adjustments on the.
Lives in Great.
I just need to steal one more chair, my friend. If you pleasure, I think that's pretty big.
But you didn't give any speech.
Thank you. Is this the right? You have two rates. Three on the right. And wait.
He's just like a 10. I can plug in if I need. But I got enough.
This is
power down there.
I have
No, we're not going to hear.
Yes, I have
Please be seated. It's Jake Simcoe here.
Bonjour, God kenna. Zonga de nene nadashnakash. Adik dodam. Nonjaba. Baby zonga de nene. Nabi which windam kinigo. Nongam. Shavana Shinjin. Well, hello everybody. My name is James Simcoe. And I'm here to visit from the Rama First Nation. And we're going to begin. We're going to begin this council, and I'm going to smudge. We brought some of our medicine. I'm using sage. So I'm going to use sage today. It's a beautiful medicine. It is an original medicine of the land, and it grows. And it grows everywhere. So with this medicine, we're going to smudge. We're going to clean. We're going to cleanse. We're going to feel good. We're going to be hopeful for the upcoming future of the hard work that council is going to do. And it's going to be beautiful work that they do. So this medicine, it smells real nice. We're going to smudge all the counselors. Then our chief is here from Chippewas River First Nation as well. So this particular medicine is used for smudging. Among other things, but this one in particular, it's like I said, we're going to cleanse ourselves. You know, sometimes when we have a bad day, or you have a rough day, or you had something, you really had a bad day. Cleaning our spirit really helps. And we are always thankful for this medicine. So as I come to you, it's just like washing. You know, it's just like you express you do your head, your face, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, and everything, and your heart. And then we'll just, it's just like pushing the water onto you.
Ladies and gentlemen, could you please stand as you're able for our youth drummers and singers? Sorry.
So we welcome the Ushkik, Ginebik, and the singers, young Snake Island singers. And these are new singers. And our head singer here is Miigwech Snake from Rama, as well as Om First Nation. He's our nephew. He's our friend. He's our head man teacher for these young singers. So they're going to sing an honor song for all council. It's a time to celebrate, and we're here to acknowledge. Aho. Oh, Miigwech to the singers. Honor song, welcome.
Here, Chris. Can you hear it, I think?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Okay, so it's not camera.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Some matches. Good evening and welcome. Miigwech, thank you to the Mitchview Jazz Band for keeping everyone entertained before the ceremony. Pipers, Sharon Mace and John McIntyre, James Simcoe for the smudging, and the very talented Oshki Nibig Minis Youth Singers. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I am Lori McDonald, and I'm the Director of Corporate Services and Town Clerk. Every 4 years, I have the pleasure of standing before you in this capacity. So without further ado, in accordance with Section 230 of the Municipal Act, I call this the inaugural meeting of the 2022 to 2026 term of the Council of the Corporation of the Town of Bracebridge to order. I would like to invite the town's Chief Administrative Officer, Steve Reddy, to the podium to deliver a land acknowledgement.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Council-elect, distinguished guests, wonderful town staff, and those in attendance and those watching abroad. I wish to acknowledge that we graciously live, work, and play on lands traditionally occupied by Indigenous peoples. Specifically, the Williams Treaties of October 31st and November 15th, 1923, as well as the Robinson-Huron Treaty of September 9th, 1850, apply to the very lands that we're assembled on today. In spirit of truth and reconciliation, let us honor the history, culture, teachings, and connection of Indigenous peoples to these lands and thank them for their continued care. We are fortunate to have several of our Indigenous friends here today, and we appreciate their attendance and their contributions. Indigenous communities continue to shape the town of Bracebridge and the town that it is today. We are committed to collaborating and establishing respectful relationships with members of our Indigenous communities by striving for reconciliation within our own communities, workplaces, and everyday lives. May we continue to learn, listen, and honor Indigenous teachings and take meaningful actions toward real truth and reconciliation. Miigwech and thank you.
I would like to invite our town criers, Bruce Kruger, Sean Kruger, and Escort Lynn to the stage to deliver the inaugural cry.
Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Oh, Canada! To the Honourable Justice Edward A. Carleton of the Ontario Court of Justice. To the Honourable Graydon Smith, Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry. To your worship, Mayor Rick Maloney and members-elect of Bracebridge Town Council.
To Chief Ted Williams, leader of the Chippewas of Rama and members of the First Nations. To Mr. Stephen Reddy, Chief Administrative Officer, and our dedicated municipal staff, me lords and ladies, boys and girls.
Tonight, we gather in a similar fashion as did the citizens of yore when founding the village of Bracebridge in the year of our Lord 1875.
Elections back then were a little different, with candidates stumping on street corners and beer halls to gain support. No lawn signs. Citizens voted in person with real paper ballots, and each one painfully counted by hand for hours. Those newly elected aldermen arrived at town hall, attending council by horse and buggy.
Yes, how times have changed. Citizens now vote in the comfort of our homes by computer and telephone. No more paper ballots. Why, now our fine town clerk, Mrs. Lori McDonald, simply takes her dainty little finger and pushes a button to obtain balloting results instantaneously.
And today we have councillors, not aldermen, representing voices from all sectors of society, men and women, regardless of sexual orientation, race, or religious beliefs. Unfortunately, time has not eliminated the biggest argument facing all councils throughout the ages: those darn taxes.
But we, as Canadians, are truly blessed, thanks to our war veterans who have fought valiantly, many paying the supreme sacrifice for our country to ensure our freedom is maintained and protecting our rights to vote, lest we forget.
So now, as tradition dictates, it's time to express our sincerest gratitude to those councillors leaving chambers for the last time, and to welcome with congratulations our newest leaders to this inaugural council session, to be sworn in by His Honor Justice Carleton.
May our Creator guide and protect our elected officials, providing them with the wisdom of Solomon. And may God bless this great nation of Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as you are able. Face the Canadian flag for the national anthem. Thank you, Bruce, Sean, and Lynn, for your inaugural cry. It's my distinct pleasure to now introduce to you Council-elect. Mayor-elect Rick Maloney. Macaulay Ward Councillor-elect Andrew Struthers. Bracebridge Ward Councillor-elect Debbie Vernon. District Councillor-elect Don Smith. District Councillor-elect Tatiana Sutherland. District Councillor-elect Brenda Rhodes. Draper Ward Councillor-elect Archie Bowie. Monk Muskoka Ward Councillor-elect Barry Hammond. Oakley Ward Councillor-elect Barb McMurray. I would now ask that Justice Carleton, Ontario Court of Justice, come forward to administer the declaration of office as required under Section 232 of the Municipal Act to Mayor-elect Rick Maloney.
Good evening. I've asked Mayor-elect Rick Maloney to read the declaration of office and to sign. I, Rick Maloney, having been elected to the office of Mayor in the municipality of the town of Bracebridge, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true, and knowing that it is the same effect that it was made under oath. It's my pleasure to announce, ladies and gentlemen, in accordance with the provisions of the Municipal Act and with the Mayor having taken the declaration of office, I'm very pleased to confirm that Rick Maloney has been duly sworn into office as the Mayor of Bracebridge. I will now ask each councillor-elect to come forward individually and to read their declaration of office, beginning with Councillor-elect Andrew Struthers.
I, Andrew Struthers, having been elected to the office of Macaulay Ward Councillor in the municipality of the town of Bracebridge, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truthfully, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true, and knowing it that it is the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I will now ask Councillor-elect Debbie Vernon to come forward to read the declaration of office.
I, Debbie Vernon, having been elected to the office of Bracebridge Ward Councillor in the municipality of the town of Bracebridge, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, consciously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if it had been under oath.
I'll call on Councillor-elect Dawn Smith to come forward to read the declaration of office. I, Dawn Smith, having been elected to the office of District Councillor in the municipality of the town of Bracebridge, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if it were made under oath. Now I'm going to call on Councillor-elect Tatiana Sutherland to come forward to read the declaration of office.
I, Tatiana Sutherland, having been elected to the office of District Councillor in the municipality in the town of Bracebridge, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Next, I'll call on Councillor-elect Brenda Rhodes to come forward to read the declaration.
I, Brenda Rhodes, having been elected to the office of District Councillor in the municipality of the town of Bracebridge, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not and will not receive any payment, reward, or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as made under oath.
I'll call on Councillor-elect Archie Buey to come forward to read the declaration of office.
I, Archie Buey, having been elected to the office of Draper Ward Councillor in the municipality of the town of Bracebridge, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received, nor will I receive, any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose a pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same effect and same force and effect as if it was made under oath.
And I'll ask Councillor-elect Barry Hammond to come forward to read the declaration of office.
I, Barry Hammond, having been elected to the office of Monk Muskoka Ward Councillor in the municipality of the town of Bracebridge, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, directed or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as made under oath.
And now I'll call on Councillor-elect Barb McMurray to come forward to read the declaration of office.
I, Barb McMurray, have been elected to the office of Oakley Ward Councillor in the municipality of the town of Bracebridge. Do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in the biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear a true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I will make this solemn promise and in declarations consistently, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as it made under oath. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Carlton, for your assistance with this evening's meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, in accordance with the provisions of the Municipal Act and with the mayor and councillors having taken the declaration of office, I am very pleased to confirm that the 2022 to 2026 Council of the Corporation of the Town of Bracebridge is officially organized. I now ask that the Honourable Graydon Smith, Member of Provincial Parliament, Parry Sound Muskoka, and Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry, present the chain of office to Mayor Maloney. Ladies and gentlemen, His Worship Mayor Maloney will now assume the chair and deliver his inaugural address.
The Honorable Graydon Smith didn't really want to give up that chain, I don't think. But thank you, Madam Clerk. Honorable Justice Ted Carlton, the Honorable Graydon Smith, Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry, and our MPP for Parry Sound Muskoka, District Muskoka Chair John Klink, Elder James Simcoe, and Chippewas of Rama Chief Ted Williams. Thank you for all joining us this evening. I'm also pleased to recognize some special guests who joined us this evening. The Mayor of Gravenhurst, Heidi Lorenz, the Mayor of Huntsville, Nancy Alcock, and the Mayor of the Township of Lake Bays, Terry Glover. Congratulations on your recent election, and I look forward to working with all of you over this term of council. Let me start by sharing my sincere thanks to the residents of Bracebridge. I'm extremely grateful and humbled by the confidence that you have in me to serve as your mayor. With your trust, my council colleagues and I are ready to guide our town through the next 4 years to the best of our abilities. To my campaign team volunteers, I thank you immensely for your support. All of your efforts and encouragement mean the world to me. A special shout out and thanks to Lorraine Etler. Your energy kept this campaign going strong from the very first day of our door knocking to the very last. Thank you, my dear friend. I'd also like to thank and acknowledge my family, many of whom are here with us tonight, for their tireless support. My mom, Louise, my sister, Darlene, my in-laws, Alf and Carol, my sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews, and the extended Maloney and Goodfellow family. Thank you for your support. To my wonderful children, my daughter Kieran and my son Daniel, your support for your old man has been constant. Thank you. To my wife Jennifer, who spent tireless days, sacrificed much, and has been with me every step of the way, from my first election as a school trustee in 2000 to now, 7 elections later. There are no words to express the appreciation and the love I have for you. Thank you. Council is fortunate to be supported in our work by a great team of professionals. Our senior management team under the leadership of Stephen Reddy includes Laurie McDonald, Paul Judson, Cheryl Kelly, Jeff Carlton, Cindy O'Regan, Murray Medley, and Crystal Bergstrom. It also includes the frontline staff who deliver services in our town every day. I want to take this opportunity to thank all staff for the work they do. As a final acknowledgement, I want to recognize former Mayor Graydon Smith, former councillors Steve Clement, Chris Wilson, and Mark Quemby. And on behalf of the people of Bracebridge, we express our gratitude for your service to our town. We are a better place because of you. Thank you. And now to our new council. Congratulations to my 8 colleagues on your successful election as members of Bracebridge Town Council. Welcome to our 4 new councillors, Debbie Vernon, Barry Hammond, Tatiana Sutherland, and Brenda Rhodes. Thank you for stepping up to serve our community. Congratulations to our returning councillors, Archie Bowie, Barb McMurray, Andrew Struthers, and Don Smith. Thank you for your continued dedication to our town. We began our respective election campaigns as 9 individuals, each with our own names on our signs and our own ideas and perspectives. But now, formed and organized as a council, we become one team. As a team, we must be committed to listening to one another, learning from one another, and harnessing the best ideas to move this great town of Bracebridge forward together. Let us be guided by good questions and good debates, and our collective goal of making our community a better place. We serve at the pleasure of the people of the town of Bracebridge, and I have every confidence that we will do that respectfully, effectively over the next 4 years. As mayor, I have the distinct and privileged responsibility to appoint a deputy mayor, a role that I've come to know very well. I am pleased to announce that Councillor Brenda Rhodes will serve in that capacity. I have full confidence in Brenda's ability to step in the absence of the mayor, and I look forward to working side by side with her during this term of council. Congratulations, Brenda. This is an exciting time to serve our town. In 2024, we'll be opening our new library, arena, and fieldhouse complex. The Muskoka Lumber Community Center will be a community hub that will expand and enhance educational, recreation, and social opportunities for all ages, which will additionally see new opportunities for our historic Carnegie Library and a repurpose of the Memorial Arena lands. We will see new, updated, and more accessible Main Street that incorporates many of this community's vision, including the first phases of the new green space and water access to what is commonly referred to as the Rona property. The launch of Bracebridge's first climate action plan early in the new year will not only guide us in climate change adaptation, but provide clear commitments to climate change mitigation and continued engagement with all stakeholders to make real progress in our goal to reduce environmental impacts. If this is not enough for us to look forward to, 2025 will mark the 150th anniversary of the incorporation of the town of Bracebridge. What an opportunity for us to celebrate our true magnificent community and the wonderful people who all live here and call it home. The next 4 years will not be without challenges. The need for flexible and affordable housing options that supports families, seniors, and those who struggle in our community is crucial if we want Bracebridge to continue to be a vibrant and healthy community. We will continue to support our hospital and double down on our efforts in helping address healthcare professional shortage that has left many in our community without no access to primary care. We will continue to expand our effort to provide more options to safely move in and around our community by extending public transit services and taking every opportunity to create more active transportation alternatives. We will keep pace with the demands of an ever-growing community through sound fiscal management and continued respect for the natural environment in all of our decision-making. We will be a council for all residents, including the marginalized, most vulnerable, and least advantaged. I will lead a council that will be guided in its decisions by inclusiveness, diversity, and equality. Everyone should have the same opportunity to call Bracebridge a great place to live, work, and play. We will all work together, council, staff, you, the citizens of Bracebridge. There's no limit to what we can achieve. I sincerely look forward to working with each and every one of you to seize the opportunities and meet the challenges that lay ahead. Council colleagues, tonight we celebrate our accomplishments and mark a new beginning. Tomorrow, we roll up the sleeves. I can't wait to get started, and thank you very much. So, assuming, well, good. We'll start off with some dignitary greetings to Mayor and Council. And first, we have a letter from MP Aitchison, who could not be in attendance this evening. However, as I noted, he did say send a letter. Madam Clerk, could you please read for us the letter of greeting?
Thank you, Your Worship. Your Worship and councillors, congratulations to you all on your election. I'm sorry that I cannot be there in person to celebrate this occasion with you. It takes a lot of courage to put your name on a ballot. Over the last few weeks, you all talked to your neighbors, heard their concerns, their ideas, and what they want to see Bracebridge become. Of course, you also put forward your vision for Bracebridge and your neighborhood, and that is why you are here today. The people of Bracebridge have spoken, and their voice brings you all to this table. It is a tremendous honor to be elected by your neighbors to serve as their representative. It is also a tremendous responsibility to hold elected office, one that I trust you will not take lightly. I know what you are feeling right now: pride, excitement, a sense of duty, and maybe even a few nerves. Politics and government are a crazy game. There are astonishing highs and incredible lows, good days and bad. Have faith that the good will outnumber the bad, and that there is no better feeling than getting great things done for your neighbors. As your Member of Parliament, I will be open, engaged, and ready to work with you as your federal partner. My office and I are a phone call away. Congratulations again on your election victories. I look forward to working together on behalf of the people of Bracebridge. Sincerely, Scott.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this point, I would now like to invite the Honourable Graydon Smith, Member of Provincial Parliament, Parry Sound Muskoka, and Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry, to bring greetings on behalf of the province of Ontario.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to see so many folks here tonight, and I know we have a lot of political dignitaries here, Your Worship. You've attracted quite a crowd. It's night of a political, can't make my own jokes anymore. Night of 1,000 political stars. But I am so honored to be here. I was not able to make the inauguration of most of the councils in the riding because we're sitting right now, but I'm glad to be here this evening to be able to speak to you and your council and the other councillors and mayors here this evening as well, to just say thank you and congratulations on behalf of Premier Ford, on behalf of Minister Clark, and on behalf of the Government of Ontario. You've often heard me speak before about volunteerism and that phrase, how can I help? And what you're doing as a mayor and as an elected council is asking that same question in a little bit of a different way, to put yourselves out there in a very public way, to make decisions for your community, to spend time on behalf of your community, tackling big issues, small issues, but all issues that are important to people. And I commend you all for that. For those of you that have done this before, you know it's not exactly a 9-to-5 job. For those of you that haven't, you'll soon find out that what you thought was a short trip to the grocery store isn't short anymore. What you thought was a coffee with a friend at Oliver's might be coffee with 6 friends by the time you're done. But those are, I always thought, the fun moments and those great moments where you got a chance to bump into someone on the street, bump into someone at the store, have a conversation about what's important to them. It's not an easy job like you signed up for, but it's incredibly rewarding and it's incredibly important. And again, on behalf of the Premier, on behalf of the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, and the entire government of Ontario, and myself, congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Now it's my privilege to invite not just a political friend, but also a personal friend and someone who will be leaving his role soon. But I can tell you that this person has been a great mentor, and I certainly will be keeping his phone number on speed dial. So at this point, I would like to invite District Chair John Klink to bring greetings on behalf of the District Municipality of Muskoka. Chair Klink.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Your Worship, members of council, Mr. Reddy, Madam Clerk, special guests, Chief, so nice to see you. Justice, thank you for your participation. I would like to begin by congratulating the members of council who have been elected, and you, Your Worship. And I'm so glad that you took the time to acknowledge several individuals who won't be with your council, nor the council of the District of Muskoka going forward. And I can tell you that Bracebridge has a long tradition, ladies and gentlemen, of sending excellent reputation to the District of Muskoka. And I can tell you that it appears, from what I heard through the election cycle, the calls I received and the conversations I had, particularly from the 2 new district councillors to be, and that will be on December the 5th, Councillor Sutherland and Councillor Rhodes. If they conduct themselves with as much dignity, class, and determination as they did through the election process at the council table at the District of Muskoka, Councillor Smith and Councillor Maloney, from a district perspective, you're once again going to be in good company. So I wish you all well. To the individuals who will no longer be with us, as has been suggested to me, ladies, you have big shoes to fill. Undoubtedly, one doesn't overnight fill the shoes of former mayor, former district deputy chair, and former chair of Finance and Corporate Services Committee, now Minister Graydon Smith, and also interim deputy chair of the District of Muskoka and chair of Health Services Committee, Stephen Clement. You've got your work cut out for you. And also acknowledging Councillor Quimby, who was the town of Bracebridge's designated alternate to district council, and we thank Councillor Quimby for his efforts at the district. Although abbreviated, Mark has a way of making his presence felt, and he did so. I would also like to, through you, Mr. Reddy, offer my congratulations to the Director of Corporate Services and the clerk and her colleagues and all the staff who have been involved not only in this evening's proceedings, but in the election process itself. It is one of the most important events, I believe, in any community, particularly at the municipal level. And once again, Madam Clerk, you and your colleagues have conducted a very important piece of our democratic system, and I congratulate you for that, so thank you. Being that this is my last opportunity to come before any group in Muskoka as Muskoka's district chair, I would also like to convey a couple of personal thanks, if I may, Your Worship. First and foremost, to you, to the other mayors in attendance tonight that have become friends, to your staff, and through you, Mr. Reddy, to all the CAOs and the staff across the district of Muskoka, and mayors of Muskoka, to you and your councils throughout Muskoka, and your colleagues. I just would like to offer my personal thanks to the kindness, the support, and the encouragement that you have provided me, not only as a councillor, a district councillor, a mayor, but most importantly as the chair of the district of Muskoka over the last 12 years. To the district councillors, I wish you well in whatever roles you might assume in the district of Muskoka. And to your council, Your Worship, I can offer you nothing but continued success, and thanks for the kind invitation to join you this evening. Well done.
I would now like to invite Staff Sergeant Jason Belanger to bring greetings on behalf of the Ontario Provincial Police.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I'd just like to say I'm very honored to speak tonight on behalf of the Ontario Provincial Police, and the detachment commander, Jason Nickel, sends his regrets. So you're stuck with me. First of all, and my speech is going to be very, very short, I'll preface that. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you as a resident of Bracebridge to former Mayor Grady Smith, Honorable Grady Smith, and the previous councillors. This is a beautiful place to live. It's hard work, and it should be appreciated. So I just want to say thank you. To explain a little bit about myself, I'm currently the ops manager at Bracebridge Detachment, so I'm kind of number 2 in charge, and I've been here for about 4 months now. I've lived in Bracebridge for 2 years. I've had the privilege in my 24 years of policing to almost work at every corner of the province. I moved down here from Thunder Bay, and previously lived in London before that. When I left Thunder Bay, I had the choice to go anywhere I wanted for my next posting. So my wife is also an employee of the OPP, and we had anywhere to go in the entire province. We could have went back home to London, but we fell in love with Bracebridge. We took a tour of Bracebridge. We came down to decide if we wanted to make this our home, and instantly fell in love with the scenery, the community, the charm of this place. And that has to be recognized from previous council and mayor, all that hard work. I want to express my congratulations to your worship, Maloney, and the new council members. You should be very proud of the hard work. I know it's a very special moment to take your oath of office, and it's a moment you should be very, very proud of. I look forward to working with our current mayor and council in collaboration with the OPP to ensure that this is a beautiful place to live, a beautiful place to visit. And that's our mission. We will have some challenges, no doubt, over the next 4 years. And I think this mayor and council, this team, is up to the task. So I look forward to working with everybody, and I want to express my congratulations. Thank you.
So members of council, this is your opportunity. I will ask that you have it given an opportunity for your own comments. And we'll start off with Councillor Andrew Struthers. Councillor Struthers.
Thank you very much, Mayor Maloney, and good evening to everybody. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the community of Bracebridge and especially Macaulay Ward for giving me this opportunity again. I'd like to especially thank my parents, Mary Jean and Rick, for having the audience tonight. Couldn't do it without you, and your endless support through the campaign means everything to me. I'd like to thank my brother and sister-in-law, Mike and Kim, for being the sounding board I needed whenever an issue came up, and for their continued support. And my niece and nephew, Zach and Amelia, give me a laugh, when times are tough. Special friend in the audience, Lorraine Etler. I couldn't have done it without you. Your hard work was amazing during the campaign, and I really want to know how much I appreciate it. A few special guests in the audience too, people who have taught me so much about how a town runs and what our job is, and how to get things done. The Honorable Graydon Smith and John Klink, thank you so much over the years for your education and teaching me, and I hope I can still reach out and learn a lot more from both of you. So thank you to everybody, and I really appreciate it.
Well, it's my pleasure to pass the microphone on to Councillor Debbie Vernon for the very first time. Councillor Vernon.
Thank you, Mayor Maloney. Thank you. I would like to take this moment to introduce my son, Drew Vernon, who is here with me tonight. Drew is an amazing guy, and he's provided a lot of support to me over the years. I also would like to thank all of the voters that voted for me in Bracebridge for Ward 1. I would also like to thank my campaign team. Lisa Cumber and I think we lost about 5 pounds knocking on doors and delivering flyers. I printed off 1,200 of them. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of enjoyment meeting everyone, and I heard a lot of good things about the town and what we need to do. I would also like to thank Lester Johnstone. He delivered all of my campaign signs for me, so thank you, Lester. I would also like to thank Dr. Norman Yan from Friends of the Muskoka Watershed, and he's here tonight with his wife, Sandy. Norman and I worked together for several years as founding directors, trying to find solid solutions to climate change here in Muskoka. And you probably heard of the Wood Ash program. And thank you, Norman, for spearheading that here in Muskoka. We have heard of some really promising results from that. And they just received their charitable status, so donate. I would also like to introduce Bev Link and Betty Bond, who asked for my help many years ago with their class action application, and to support the group that they formed, Remember Every Name. Also in attendance are some of my friends and neighbors who supported and nominated me. Here tonight is Paula McIsaac, Andrew and Sharon Wagner-Shajlan, Josiane Nasio, Jan and Kent Daigle, Maureen Tilson, Laura Herbert, Charlie Palmer, and their daughter Audrey. I am so honored to have Audrey here. She's my next door neighbor, and she's here to witness this event. And I'm hoping it will inspire her in seeing this many women elected for town council. Thank you, everyone, for your vote, and I promise to work hard for this beautiful town.
Next, it's my pleasure to have the mic passed to Councillor Don Smith, a longtime serving councillor with me and a friend and colleague. Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Mayor Maloney. I'd like to begin this evening by thanking the people of Bracebridge for their continued support in the past 3 election campaigns. In each campaign, door knocking has been a particularly humbling experience, knowing I have your confidence. Talking the door has provided me with insights on the needs of the community. Having residents share some of their most personal concerns has informed me. You have given me the background to be your voice on council, and I commit to making certain your voices are heard. I would also like to congratulate Mayor Maloney and my council colleagues on their election, and in particular, both councillors Brenda Rhodes and Tatiana Sutherland, who will be joining me as a Bracebridge District Councillor along with Mayor Maloney. They campaigned hard to share their ideas with the community, and I look forward to working with them. I would also like to recognize District Council candidates Steve Clement and Mark Quimby, both of whom have dedicated many hours to serving this community as councillors and as community volunteers. It's not easy to put oneself forward knowing that not all the candidates will be elected. But despite this, the campaign for District Council was respectful and focused on the issues. I would be remiss not to mention the hard work of our staff in organizing this event and during the intense period of the election and every day throughout the year. Thank you. And finally, I'd like to thank my family and friends for their ongoing support. In particular, I would like to acknowledge my wife, Susan. You know, we've been married 47 years, and not only has Susan been my partner in life, but she has been my business partner for almost all of those years. Now that's some support network. Susan has enabled me to fly, but she has kept me grounded with her advice. Thanks, Suze. Love you lots.
It's my pleasure to have the microphone passed to Councillor Tatiana Sutherland. Tatiana served as one of our library board appointees for the last term of council, and now she'll be joining us at the council table. Councillor Sutherland.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to say a few words of acknowledgement for some of the many people who helped me succeed in my campaign. I'd like to begin by thanking my parents, John and Dagmar Johnzems, who not only supported me by voting and contributing to my campaign, but also graciously allowed me to reference their senior citizen status on my campaign literature, my website, social media, and every door I knocked at on the town of Bracebridge. I hope to be able to influence policies that will improve and enhance services for you and seniors across Bracebridge and all of Muskoka. I'd like to acknowledge my mother-in-law, Mary Eberts, who drew together friends and family to financially support my campaign, offered to watch my daughter on weekends while I hit doors, and provided encouragement from day one. I want to extend a special thanks to the director of my sign crew and photo opportunities, my 4-year-old daughter, Alina Sutherland, who tirelessly supervised the planting of signs across lawns and intersections of Bracebridge. Unfortunately, she could not join us tonight because it is past her bedtime. It is truly for you, Alina, that I will work hard every day to help build a bright future for Bracebridge. And of course, I want to thank my husband, Simon Sutherland, who supported my campaign from conception to completion, while doing so much heavy lifting for our household as our daughter entered kindergarten right in the middle of the campaign, all while working his own full-time job. I am proud of the example we are able to set for our daughter about what she can accomplish. Lastly, I need to extend thanks to everyone who made the decision to support me with your vote. The many people I had conversations with at the doors who decided to put their faith in me. I want to extend special gratitude to Evelyn Brown and Lorraine Etler, as well as those who volunteered to drop flyers and knock on doors. I'd like to acknowledge the other district council candidates, because I believe you ran a civilized and cordial, mutually supportive campaign, and that is something rare in politics these days, and I do not take that for granted. Congratulations to all my council colleagues up here tonight. I look forward to working with you.
Next, we'll pass the microphone to Councillor Brenda Rhodes. Brenda soon will be the former Executive Director of the Bracebridge Chamber of Commerce and will join our council with a very broad and deep understanding of our community. Brenda?
Thank you, Mayor Maloney. First of all, thank you to staff for putting on this wonderful night. It's lack of the appropriate word, thank you, is not enough, but there's going to be a lot of thank yous in this little thank you. Thank you to the best campaign team I could ever ask for, my wonderful family and friends, some who are here and some who are watching on the live feed. To my mom, Jo, my dad, Terry, my stepdad, Steve, my brother and sister, Aaron and Lee, my sister-in-law, Jen, and my nephew, Heath, who is also at home in for bedtime. And my political animal friends, Beth Crockford, Robin, and Allison. Your support, love, and laughter with everything we do is much appreciated, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Thank you to my father-in-law and mother-in-law, Joe and Julie, for your support from afar and joining us for tonight. Thank you to my fellow candidates for a respectful and engaging campaign. Thank you to every single person that I met at the door for your engaging conversations and for you to share what you care about. This is how we build a better community, and I look forward to listening to you over these next 4 years. Thank you for each and every person who voted for me. But most importantly, thank you for every person that voted. It is important that you are engaged in our community, and this is something that we are losing. We need that connection, and we need to stay connected throughout these 4 years. Last but not least, thank you to my partner, Joe, and stepson, Luke, who couldn't be here tonight because I think as we're talking, he's being shot at and hopefully stopping a lot of pucks. Joe, you were my campaign manager, fashion consultant, cheerleader, sign guy, housekeeper, sidekick, door-knocking rule maker, and more. I know it isn't easy for partners during the campaign, and I thank you for your unwavering support. I love you and thank you for all you do for Luke and I, our dreams, and our families. Thank you, everybody.
Now our mic passes to the councillor that had the hardest campaign. But on a serious note, Councillor Bowie obviously has served his community well, having been acclaimed in the past 2 elections. Archie is a good friend, a longtime curling friend as well, but certainly a very passionate councillor around our council table. Councillor Bowie, the microphone is yours.
Thank you very much, Mayor Maloney, for those kind words. I don't know if I deserve them, but thank you very much. Welcome all, and thank you for attending this special event. You really have no idea how much it means to us around this table when we see people that are engaged and want to be here and want to know what's going on. And the most important thing is keep us accountable. That's critical. I'm looking forward to representing Draper Ward and the town of Bracebridge on council for my 3rd term. My desire to contribute back to our town as a councillor would not be possible without the continued support and love of my wife, Joanne, and our children. As you are aware, this is the 2nd time I've been acclaimed. I trust this is because my track record of success has made that possible. I have met many wonderful people over the last 8 years, and I sincerely appreciate their trust and confidence in me as their councillor. And I will continue not to break that trust and confidence over the next 4 years. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to pass the microphone to someone who will really up the playing quality of the council softball team. I will say that Councillor Hammond, I've known Barry for a long time. He is a very passionate sportsman. He is a very successful businessman, and welcome to council, Councillor Hammond.
Thanks, Mayor Maloney. Thanks to the organizers for the event tonight. It's going off quite well. It's an honor to serve the voters of the Muskoka Ward. I look forward to the next 4 years. I need to thank my family, my wife Nancy, my daughters Alexandria and Kate, and my son Oliver for their support. My brother Scott and his family, and I think attending tonight is my brother Bob and his wife Bev, and friends John and Erica for getting the word out. It was interesting, after the election, I was talking on the phone with my friend John, and he'd mentioned that if my parents were still around, they would be very proud of me, and that really, it was really cool. It hit the spot. Now, if any people knew my mother, you would know by now I would have had 2 or 3 invites over for tea to talk about the state of the town and what I should be doing. So I'm going to miss her, but I won't have to get my ear full. So anyways, I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Thanks.
Fire, passion, commitment, but also deep friendship. That describes Councillor McMurray. And Councillor, welcome back, and the microphone is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. It is my privilege and honor to stand here before you all this evening. I've been a municipal councillor for Oakley Ward over the past 21 years and have thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. I am looking forward to the next 4 years working alongside my fellow councillors on behalf of the residents of Oakley Ward and all of Bracebridge. I'd like to say at this point that not that I've gone through 3 mayors, but I enjoy working. So to Mayor Maloney, hang on. I would like to take this time to recognize my husband Garfield and our 3 beautiful children for all, where the stupid for all their encouragement and support. They are very dedicated to me and basically hold me up every chance I need. I'd also like to acknowledge all my dear friends and Oakley residents for their continued support and trust in me. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you to all councillors for your comments. You know, one of the opportunities I had as the appointed mayor by council after Mayor Smith moved on to different heights, different opportunities, was to join the Muskoka Area Indigenous Leadership Table. And although I only participated in a couple of meetings of those meetings, I can tell you that the participating in that group of mayors and Indigenous leaders was nothing and is nothing less than powerful. And I have created newfound friendships, and one of those friendships is who I will call at this point to do our dedicatory address, and that is Chippewas of Rama First Nations Chief Ted Williams. Ted, it's been a pleasure and an honor to know you and get to know you better. Welcome. Okay.
Hope you're in here for the long haul. I should get out of here by midnight. Ani bonjour. Agima Ted Williams and Dishlakas Rama Manjikaning Dojaba. Guido Dona. My name is Chief Ted Williams, and I'm Chief of the Chippewas of Rama, and I am of the Fish Clan. Wow, what a great night. I have to tell you that every time I see our youth drum group, it just, you know, waters to the eyes, and we're so proud of our youth
want to say miigwech for the invitation and for participating in Smudge as well. Let me tell you a little bit about myself before I get into other things. I know the political career pretty well. I was first elected to council in Rama in 1982. I was 25. I served 4 years on council until 1986, and I became chief in 1986. I was 29, and I lasted until 1988, and then I embarked on a real estate career. I was re-elected to council back in 2014 and became chief again in 2020. So from 1988 to 2020, it was a 32-year time frame, and I would tell everyone, thanks for re-electing me. I know it was 32 years, but I was re-elected. And for that, I'm thankful. And if you've ever been to Casinorama and made a contribution, obviously you have. We say, miigwech, my job back in 93, I was the administrator in Rama in 93, and I wrote the proposal that won the bid for Casinorama, and it was December 5th, 1994, when we told that we won the bid to create the first commercial casino in a First Nation community. And I subsequently assembled a team of individuals to develop a $200 million facility that initially employed 3,400 employees, and we generated over $550 million in the first 5 years. So, and if you've ever seen a chainsaw carved bear out there, yeah, it's probably one of mine. I carve it with a chainsaw as well, so I'm not just another pretty face. I have to tell you this story. I was up in Bracebridge at the hardware store about 12 years ago. Gentleman came by and he seen a bear about this high. He says to me, "How much?" And I said, it's $200. And he looks at me like, "That's too much. That's too much." He wanted a deal. And he says, "Go lower." And I looked at him, and I went, "Go lower." "Okay, $200. He didn't think it was funny. I like to tell stories. But I do want to acknowledge Mayor Maloney, your worship. I have a story about that one too. And members of council. As someone who knows the political landscape, it doesn't really matter if it's Indigenous or not, as was stated earlier. It's a 24-hour day job. There was a time where I would take my phone, rotary dial, off the hook because it would just ring, and I needed to spend time with my family. But it is a very, very rewarding experience. So rewarding. I would not be who I am today if I did not have the experience of serving my community. I just wouldn't. I do want to acknowledge my good friends from Muskoka, the mayors from Lake of Bays, Mayor Glover. I owe you. I owe you big time. And Heidi, Mayor Heidi, I don't know where she is, but congratulations. And Nancy, Mayor Nancy, she's here somewhere. At least I heard she was. And Peter, and former Mayor Phil. And I don't know if I'm forgetting, but I'm probably forgetting someone, but Mayor Clark, yes, yes. And I'd like to acknowledge the Honorable MVP Graydon Smith, who I got to know early on, and then he moved on to, let's say, phone calls from all over the province now. And it was good to be to make your acquaintance and miigwech. And I'd like to acknowledge a man whose vision stood out. It's Chairman Clink. Chairman Clink, I can't express to you how much it means. He called us together 3.5 years ago to form the Muskoka Area Indigenous Leadership Table. We're here. We're not going away. Our ancestors have traversed this territory for millennia, and we will continue to be here and be friends of the District of Muskoka and specifically to the town of Bracebridge. Miigwech, 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 miigwech.
Okay, we are now getting kind of close to our proceedings tonight, and I thank everyone for their patience. I do have some thank yous that I'd like to certainly acknowledge. Obviously, our friends and advisors from our Indigenous communities. Elder Simcoe, thank you very much. Also, the Friends of the Case and the Reed Case Memorial Theater for the venue that we're in this evening. Paul LeMay from Golden Enterprises for generously donating his time and experience to prepare the chain of office for this evening. Of course, Paul Bennett Photography for capturing the moment on film for us. Thank you, Paul. Christopher, our videographer, for helping us with the webcast for tonight's meeting. Our good friends at Kojiko for being here and continuing to support local community content. The Mitch Bube Jazz Band for their pre-meeting entertainment. The Royal Canadian Legion Pipers and for their continued support for our community and events such as this. And not last and not least, because I do have something else to add, but members of the public, either here in person or on the webcast, for sharing this special evening. And the last thank you has to go to our Town of Bracebridge staff for putting on what has been just a spectacular inauguration. I provided a little bit of vision that I would like to see, and obviously they just had taken a run with it and have produced what has been really a hallmark event this evening. And that has been under the leadership of our clerk, Larry McDonald, with assistance from Tina Arbuckle, our deputy clerk, and all the staff in the town of Bracebridge for their involvement and work. Lori, thank you, thank you, thank you. Council, we have a little bit of business to do. So we do have a confirming bylaw that we will go through right now. Moved by Councillor Rhodes and seconded by Councillor Sutherland. The following bill be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. That is Bill number 86, a bylaw of the Corporation of the Town of Bracebridge to confirm the proceedings of Council at its meeting held on the 23rd day of November 2022. Council, for the first time, all in favor? Madam Clerk, that is carried unanimously. And before I introduce the final motion of the night to adjourn the meeting, we will ask that everyone remain seated until Council is piped out of the theater. It is moved by Councillor Hammond and seconded by Councillor Vernon that Council adjourn until the next regular meeting or any meeting called by the Mayor. All in favor? Madam Clerk, that too is carried unanimously. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending tonight. And thank you for all of the support that we have received as a new council. And we look forward to engaging you over the next 4 years as we carry on with the dynamic 4-year term of council. Thank you very much.
Thank you.